other side of things, trying to continue and prove the power rankings right. The number 2 team as far as the pros are concerned here, taking on SSG for the final match of the day. Ultimates versus Space Station.
Two of the most highly anticipated teams finally take center stage in our main event this evening. Welcome to Manfield, Game 1, brought to you by Progressive. We've been waiting all day for this one. Daz, it's finally here.
Space Station Gaming versus the Ultimates. First Killer, Chronic, and LJ against the Young Ones, and Reveal, Frosty, and Scribbles. And already we're off to a hot start. It's Frosty putting that one in for SSG.
Well, the teams all think Space Station's going to win this matchup, and very few of us, if any, agree. But if that's a sign of things to come, 8 seconds in. Well, how about this young Space Station squad?
Space Station squad, again, we saw Sad Jr., who was coaching this Ultimate squad, but Space Station being coached by Expert. If you don't know that name, he coached the Team Liquid squad of Atto, Achronic, and Oski way back when in 2023. Now we see him taking his talents to North America. How will that have an effect on this young roster? And so far, they're off to a great start.
And pretty jarring to see, I think for the first time in a very long time, if ever, Expert not coaching Achronic specifically. Scribbles will crisscross with Frosty and go all the way downfield with no boost, just kind of chasing butterflies at that point. LJ gonna leave it for Chronic, and Reveal stops him as well. So Space Station holding the line early here. First minute gone by, they've owned it. But now you're going to see the Ultimates maybe start to turn up the heat just a little bit. First Killer, double on the way. Scribbles never got up, and he scores.
Double into a triple. Look at that for First Killer. Frosty knew the danger. He tried to put a hand up, but no. First Killer, you give him that double, you expect it to go in the net. And like you said, Stacks, you got to put a hand up in that situation. Ultimate strike back here, and we're going to have a game.
Yes, we are. Frosty's going to have this one all the way, though. He just kind of gave it away to First Killer, and that could be dangerous. Chronic got a shot off, and Scribbles is there for the save. This Ultimate squad, there's so much talent here, and I think a lot of the talk going into the offseason was about potentially having LJ and Chronic team up. They seem to have a lot of great chemistry together on the 2 side. Can that translate into threes? Can First Killer find a team that, you know, might actually get him to smile a little bit when he plays? And so far, so good. I think First Killer's loving having this duo of LJ and Chronic around him.
You are rude. You know that? You are just rude.
It just feels like it's business all the time with First Killer. They'll just get loose a little bit.
Well, I feel like he's very comfortable. I think anybody would be comfortable having LJ on the roster. He's been such a great addition to any team he's been a part of, but a little bit of mistakes there on the defense, and Reveal lets his name be known. Look at that extra effort on top of the ball, follows it all the way through, had a little bit of help from Scribbles to get the defense to jump, and then Reveal able to close it.
I think regardless of the result we see here today, this is not the last time we're going to see these 2 teams face off in a high-stakes battle in North America and maybe even international events as well. Reveal tried to get the flip reset, tried to get a shot past First Killer, did not work out. First is waiting, so is Chronic up on the backboard, and First Killer dives into the corner to get that ball away. I mean, everybody converging now at midfield, minus a couple, as LJ gonna try to go to work. Got around 1, but not 2, and Frosty will take it away.
Yeah, but Frosty and Reveal, a little bit of contact there. Got to be a little careful. You can see you don't want to give any clear opportunities to Ultimates. This one, though, Reveal and LJ go up. Reveal instead plays the beat. Ball goes to Chronic, and Chronic able to start this play up downfield. Good positioning from SSG. Counterattacks have been pretty solid for them so far this game, but Ultimates definitely still in the fight. Possession has just been very even between these 2 teams.
Well, Frosty's let that one get away from him, but he can still go downfield for Scribbles to feed him and just let him a little too far. Missed opportunity, then 2 beaten by LJ. My gosh, tie game.
What a flick from LJ. And you got to question the positioning here, though, on the side of SSG. They try to fake challenge LJ, but LJ is a player who can use the ball at will. He's showing it there. And like you said, tied up game.
10th goal of the event for LJ now. Leaving on this team, of all people, first killer, the only one not to reach 10 or more goals. Give it a moment, he'll get there as Frosty goes over top of Chronic. And first killer will trigger the counterattack downfield, but only as far as Scribbles. Down to a minute and a half remaining here for Space Station and Ultimates. Next one's going to have a lot to say about how this series and maybe this whole event will turn out.
Last non-elimination game of the day here between these two teams. After that, things start getting very serious going into Championship Sunday. But who's going to put themselves in the best spot possible going into it and get to enjoy some great Rocket League between these two teams? So far, fighting for the lead, SSG. Great field positioning, but not able to get past Ultimates defensively. We've done a great job of just staying proactive and on top of the ball.
Well, Frosty very quickly up. He tried to stay with that, but Chronic, well read, well played defensively. Into the final minute. Scribbles now through the corner. He can stay with this ball. First killer diving in, though, trying to make something happen on the offensive end. Scribbles around the boards. Can he get one more touch or at least get Chronic out of the way? No. And Reveal gets screened off the ball by first killer for just long enough for his teammates to get in position. And here goes FK with LJ behind him. Chronic coming on as well. LJ circling around. Can Chronic hit him? No. It's cleared away emphatically by SSG.
Reveal cleared it to the side, but this kind of gives Chronic a free ball. LJ full boost, first killer playing in third man. And you see Chronic looking for a bump. LJ gets it past one, leaves it first killer past the Chronic shot. No, denied. Great goal line defense for SSG to keep him in this game. Time gonna tick down, and we could be headed into overtime. I had to pause for a moment because I did think that that one was going in, but no. 2-2 is the scoreline in game one.
We've seen so many teams panic under fire. So far today, nothing but ice in the veins, of course, of the former snowmen. Oh, Scribbles let that one get away, though, and that could be costly. Chronic's got LJ again waiting. Here comes LJ, and Frosty shuts the door on him. Now watch out, Scribbles running interference. Can he get first killer? Yes, he can, and Frosty wins it.
What did CR say? He just has a feeling. Well, so far he's right. Demo lead block to set it up. Chronic tries to chase it down, but he only assists Frosty's goal. And Space Station Gaming with a game one win, a solid victory from them.
Frosty with defense bearing down on him and the interference in front. And that's all it takes. One stop, counterattack, Space Station Gaming out in front, 1-0 over the Ultimates. I mean, it just has an intimidating name. And then you remember, oh wait, we've been playing against these guys for the last couple of years. It's fine. And they get it in overtime. Big momentum swing in favor of SSG. They score first, they score last, and now Ultimates have to ask themselves, all right, how do we keep this team in check?
On top of that, they score off in 3 goals there in game one against Ultimates is not anything to, you know, just have on the wayside here. I am very impressed with them defensively, though. I mean, especially in that last particular play where Ultimates looked like they were going to take the lead there in the game. Just that composure on defense in a tough situation to play those low 50s down on the ground. I mean, it's very solid from the young ones there over in Space Station Gaming. And now Ultimate's gonna have to make a little bit of adjustments. They only had 2 saves that game. Need a little bit more from them defensively.
We go now to Forbidden Temple, a familiar backdrop now for game 2. And LJ will take this one on, not for SSG, but for the Ultimates. Frosty, flip reset, held it, and Chronic's got the clear. And it will not be a goal 8 seconds in as it was for Frosty and SSG in game 1. So now it's game on, and we'll see if Ultimates can force any kind of mistakes out of this younger, a little more inexperienced squad. I think that's kind of part of the excitement coming into this season, Daz. You see these players that, again, they're not new to the scene. We saw plenty of them, especially at the end of last year. But now they're getting, you know, their name up in lights. They've got a big money contract under them now. And they're still going up against some of the top dogs and maybe a changing of the guard here in North America.
I mean, one thing I like about them is the lack of hesitation coming out, right? Like, they understand the situations they're in. Look, I mean, look at that play, especially just on a dime. Do they set it up? I love this, especially from Reveal. He takes a moment, says, okay, I can carry this forward. I got a good first touch. Let me just bump first killer out the way. Scribbles goes. No hesitation on the play. Great goal set up there on Space Station Gaming.
Especially the first killer and LJ both jumping. All you had to do was get one out of the way, and you probably beat them both. But here goes first killer now. Ran in for the demo, and LJ will get the last touch. But first killer, not only does he start it forward, he jumps in front and makes sure Scribbles can't get to it.
Beautiful from first killer. It's just reading the situation on the play, and it's good for Ultimates to get that one right back in. Ultimates is not a team that's going to simply shy away just because you start putting numbers on the board. They're trying. It's going to be a test of strength here offensively for both of these teams.
Ultimately, it's going to come down to who wins the inevitable 1-0 game when everybody just kind of stonewalls the opposition. Frosty, this one, of course, probably won't be very low scoring at all. Frosty up ahead, Scribbles trying to get a piece of LJ, and LJ outruns him. But did finally, I think he caught up to him, maybe clipped him at the back at the end. It doesn't matter, LJ's shot still blocked by Reveal, and first killer fakes the shot, and that's going to fall back to Chronic. Both teams trying to kind of next level each other. Scribbles the save, first killer Janitor.
It goes back to the fake from first killer. He knows Chronic's back with full boost, and then Chronic's able to sit that one up high, get the follow, force the defense to make a bad save, and like you said, FK able to clean that play up, but he's the reason why it even started in the first place. Beautiful offense on Ultimates.
In the moment, it looks scary, but then you realize that all SSG is ever going to be able to do is just roll the ball right back out, and Chronic's in position to kind of refire the counterattack, and it turns into exactly that. First killer at the end, scoring his 10th goal of the tournament, and now we play on. Ultimates in front, but for how much longer? Reveal's kind of lost the plot there. LJ's got nothing in the tank, so there's no scoring threat immediately, but Chronic may have something to say about it if he can set up first killer. Not going to happen on this occasion.
You see first killer able to get that little light touch. They were looking for LJ to come into the play, but it's not necessarily too safe, and Chronic, great save out. This one will be a nice touch there for first killer. He's trying to get a follow-up chance there for Frosty. No, denied by Chronic. Follow-up from Reveal is gonna go in though, and SSG fight fire with fire.
Just plant yourself in front and make yourself a nuisance. LJ bumps Scribbles, and then first killer ran into Frosty on his way through. I don't know that he was going to be able to catch up to it anyways, but Frosty certainly slowed him down enough that he had no chance to catch up to that shot at all. And here we are, tied 2 apiece. Another wild shootout here to close out day 1 in NA.
Shootout, I mean, shootout boxing match, it just feels like both of these teams are giving everything they got here offensively, and it's a joy to see, especially out of Space Station Gaming. It looks like there are times where Ultimates want to take control of the game, but Space Station Gaming do not quit. And you can see in some of the plays, another chance, great shot, blocked away by first killer.
And not just a great shot, well placed as well. You're forcing the defense to go all the way across as LJ tried to take that in himself. But you're forcing the defense to move east-west and burning a lot of boost, making sure that they don't have any time to get comfortable at all. More often than not, those are going to find their way through. This is a very smart, very mature Space Station squad.
There's a reason why people see something in them, and a reason why they're in this position. Of course, they had a great performance yesterday, earning their spot, and now, again, going up against Ultimates, they are kind of looking to really put themselves in the conversation of top teams that could be potentially headed to Birmingham. This game's still not over, though, yet. As tied up here, LJ trying to set something up for Chronic, but just doesn't really get a good touch on it.
A team that beat the potentially so-called almighty NRG on their way to earning an upper bracket spot. First killer. Indirect off the ceiling, got another touch, and LJ might not have been expecting a second touch out of first killer. So the attack dies off, and here comes Reveal, only as far as Chronic. Put an end to that immediately. But boost control has been excellent for Space Station. You almost never see the entire team struggling with boosts, or certainly putting an emphasis on the midfield boost pads, whether it's consciously or not. as Reveal waiting near a boost pad in the corner. Didn't spawn for him, doesn't matter. Still got a ball in front here in the final minute. And Scribbles and Frosty are going to run interference. So Reveal can break a 2-all tie.
Oh man, so much pressure from SSG. Even LJ, initially he was struggling to get boosts. He finally got some, made a couple of great 50s on the ball. And then even then, he has to turn back and watch his team get bullied as SSG did not let themselves out of Ultimate's half. They continued to apply the pressure, and they were rewarded for it.
Well, the pros know quite a few things that we don't. This Space Station team closing in on a 2-0 series lead. Frosty forgoes the corner boost. Had to take the ball instead. And then LJ with a demo and steal of his own. First killer, drop it down in the general direction of Chronic, but he was way across the field. That's still in a dangerous spot, and Frosty pinches it away. Down to 10 seconds now. LJ not taking his foot off the gas at all. Trying to bring it in. Scribble says no. Chronic had to pump the brakes. 2 seconds now. Got to keep the ball in the air. First killer will. It's available for LJ. What can he do with it? Kind of set it up on a tee for Chronic. No time on the clock. LJ for first killer. Tie game, and we go to overtime.
This play was so scrappy, I thought there's no way this works. Look at LJ though, beautiful pass on a dime to FK. And like you said, overtime bound here. Anybody's game in game 2.
And it even looked like they tried to defend the close angle shot, not going all the way across. It felt like they had the right read, and he still beat 2 with the shot because he's first killer and you're not.
You're not.
My gosh. Chronic.
We're in for a show.
Yes, we are. Can they keep the momentum and maybe tie up this series after breaking SSG's hearts? Drop down. First killer. Yes, they can.
What are we watching? I'll tell you the quick answer. Greatness. What a follow-up touch. First killer continuing to have that level of speed to get past the defense of SSG. And not only do they stun them with the 0-second gold, they continue, like you said, with that momentum stacks. And they take that game, they put that back into their own hands. The series is back into their own hands off of a great performance from everybody. Initially, I'm looking at some of the players. I wanted to see LJ a bit more comfortable. As the game started to tick down, he showed up in a huge way for Ultimate and then First Killer. My goodness, what a performance from him. Shooting 3 for 4, 3 saves, and an assist out of him. The only other goal that LJ had just put up. Wow.
The only other goal was First Killer's anyways. LJ touched it right at the goal line to put it in.
It's true.
First Killer flexed his muscles in that game. 4 goals effectively to beat SSG in overtime. That man will not be denied. And now it's over to SSG. Okay, what do you got for an answer to that?
That's a great answer to the question, especially, and you know, Stacks, you said it. You were looking to see a little bit of the smiles. You got to flex instead. Does that do it for you?
That's good. That's good.
Okay, that's good. I mean,
you know what? When First Killer's having fun, I'm having fun. Let's go.
And it looks like Ultimate. I mean, I won't say they're having fun yet. It's still a very close, tight series, right? We've had back-to-back overtime. Space Station Gaming will not quit, and they don't take a timeout here, especially. Again, swing game here, game 3. Tied up series, and the offense has not lacked on any department.
Oh, it just rolled right out, and not the kind of turnover you want to see early on after giving up a lead the way SSG did, and then having the entire series turn around very quickly. LJ out towards First Killer, but Frosty's right there. And it is game on here at DFH for game 3 to break this 1-all tie after it looked like for just a moment Space Station Gaming might be out to a 2-0 series lead.
Oh, love that little hesitation from LJ. He had a chance to go for a pass. He wanted to see if he could get the defense to jump. And even once he realized it, still tried to get it through. Didn't amount to much, but it's still showing LJ's keeping the defense guessing. He gets a strong beat here. Maybe a chance for First Killer. He throws a quick shot on, but SSG kind of set on defense now, but they got to be a little bit careful. Boost tanks are running low.
And sometimes you're looking to go for the backboard and maybe draw the defense out there. He's putting the shot on, seeing if maybe they can kind of create some confusion with a double commit coming off the backboard. Did not happen that time for Ultimates, as SSG held the line, but they are still under duress as LJ's got that one out to the corner. Chronic respawning back in. LJ first killer. Oh, the pass just threw FK off a little bit. And now Reveal's already downfield and Chronic jumps in front.
Yeah, right now, Ultimates is doing a solid job on offense, but like you said, just a little bit here and there. It's also credit to the defense as LJ double. Oh, just off of the crossbar. There's a follow-up. Chronic's gonna get it. And Ultimates just so strong when they're on the attack. This is all Ultimates all the way through.
It's a layup line. Off the crossbar, off the crossbar. All right, finally, Chronic put it in. His first goal of the series. He came in as the team's leading scorer, and now he shares that honor with the first killer after a monstrous game 2. Now Chronic all over this ball. That's going to kick out to LJ. Chronic got a piece of Frosty. No, Frosty avoided him and makes the inside-out save.
Great work for Frosty, but it's Reveal this time. He gets another stop here. This pace of play is moving so quickly, and it's good on Frosty to manage it well. He's needed again. Great touch to stop a potential bar down maybe from LJ. Defense has been solid on SSG, but they have to stop this attack from Ultimates. Ultimates have put on 9 shots so far. Space Station have 0. They've been stuck in their own half playing defense for half the game.
Oh, they should be able to get a shot here, and they even get a goal out of it with the demo on first killer. Reveal with his 4th of the series.
Great counterattack there for SSG. First killer last back, knows the demo's coming, tries to see if he can get a piece of it to get a 50, but Frosty got there first. And just like that, if SSG can get out, get a little bit of room, they're just as effective as Ultimates in offense.
Back and forth they go. Trading haymakers between SSG and Ultimates. Chronic now, flip reset, holds it all the way to the ground, and first killer just coming up from way in the back. Just trying to keep the pressure on, almost a token forecheck. First killer gets demoed, Frosty drops it down, and Chronic recovers, and everybody's back into the play. Here come the Ultimates. LJ drop down towards first killer, Chronic waiting, he'll take his shot, and it's saved away by Scribbles on the near side.
Chronic, that one interesting placement. He shoots it right at Space Station, thinking that he's going to get a panic touch. SSG has not really shown too many signs of panic, and it might be better off to kind of just let the defense just stretch here as LJ almost able to get that double on. You got to be careful with as many offensive opportunities as you can get for both teams, because you need to be able to kind of get these strong leads and hold them. SSG's defense has been really solid, though. They've not let much through.
And that was an attempt by first killer to try and draw the defense out. And again, they did not take the bait. Reveal going to turn on this one, and it's denied right at the post. And Frosty's going to have a look as well. Double goes straight down and not towards the net. And away it goes from the defense of the Ultimates. Only LJ to beat. First killer trying to get back in position. That's going to go well wide. And there's no follow-up, so Frosty's just going to try and improvise and keep possession. He's got around 1. And somehow SSG has kept possession out of this. Reveal going after first killer. Couldn't make contact. And finally, Ultimates will break out of the zone, but they had to work for their defense there.
Oh man, and they still have to work to maintain some offense. Reveal on the back end, just picking up crucial demos. Now it's Frosty. They don't get a chance to really set up too many plays towards each other. First killer trying to get this to LJ, but it's cut off. Reveal definitely aware of it, and they're making it so hard for whoever is last back to remain comfortable on top of the ball. 30 seconds to go. Ultimates, some of their offensive pressure does rely on the fact that you need everybody up to get those clean follow-ups. If they're not going to get those, then it's only a matter of time before SSG pick up the ball and strike again.
It's all instinct at this point. It must be mentally exhausting to play this series. LJ tracking. First killer trying to put it in position for him. No. Chronic now up the ladder. That's still going forward and cleared back out. Frosty to Reveal. No time on the clock. Frosty shut down by LJ. And now Ultimates, do they have even more 0-second heroics up their sleeve? Chronic is lurking. First killer's in the middle. Not going to happen yet. LJ does not get it to the wall, and we go to OT.
And then they got to quickly think about the kickoff. Seems pretty normal for the most part, and LJ's going to pick up that mid boost. But things still kind of shaping together. Got to be careful, though. Oh, my goodness. That could have been the shot on. Just almost making contact here. But this one has been counterattack after counterattack from both teams. Whose defense has been the strongest in game 3? So far, Ultimate's done a good job of mitigating the pressure, but SSG, I feel like, has also done a great job of just making sure Ultimates don't set up their offense. They always have to watch out for someone. I see that LJ's demoed in the back end, and Frosty gets a good save.
Oh, that could be trouble for SSG. Reveal's the only one with any boost. Scribbles trying to pick up pennies in the net as Chronic goes by him, and Reveal will get this across midfield and buy his teammates time. I mean, hey, if you get a scoring opportunity out of it, great. Scribbles does shoot, and Chronic the save, but a big sigh of relief as SSG able to get boosted up and reset. No, they come away with it, and Scribbles does have to grab a corner of his own, and Frosty gets stuffed by first killer. Here's Chronic for the win. No, it's high, and Scribbles right at LJ. Oh, what a patient read, and LJ wins it in OT.
Like you said, patient read from LJ. He turns after noticing him and first killer are on the same corner, and you can just see it. No one's paying attention to LJ. He sneaks through, and SSG defensively, we're just kind of stunned on that play. Everybody moving forward after the initial touch, and LJ picked the pockets.
3 overtimes, 2 belong to the Ultimates. And this time, it is LJ who gets to play hero. His 3rd goal of the series. Everybody's been involved on both ends of the pitch. And now the question of, all right, big momentum swing again in overtime. 2 losses. Do you call the timeout here, or do you save it for match point? And so far, no indication that we have had a timeout, so it looks like we are game on, going for Utopia.
I mean, there's a part of me that kind of gets it a little bit. The series is moving by really fast, and honestly, it's a matter of kind of finishing chances. But the way that both teams are kind of playing as well is you see a lot of everyone's closest offensive shots on the counterattack. Both teams are really good at it, but SSG are trying to open up a spot by making sure someone demos the 3rd man. If you're 3rd man on Ultimates, you've had to have your head on a swivel. I've literally been on LJ POV and watched him look around as the play's going on in his camera to make sure, oh, wait, I got to jump here, Reveal, and then Reveal just jumps over him and demos Chronic. So it's been really tough for Ultimates to get set, but they've made the most of their opportunities when they get them. And that's got to be the name of the game this series, as Reveal almost had a top corner shot. And here comes Chronic, LJ looking for a charge, and Frosty is there to get the denial.
And Frosty one-on-one, great save, trying to hit Reveal on the crossfield pass, and it's intercepted. Back and forth they go. So now you know, over the final 3, potentially 3 games of this series, his first killer denied by Frosty, you're going to have a couple of timeouts, so that mental fatigue for having to be so perfect for so long, that will get relieved a little bit, and that could be a boon for one or both of these teams, as Scribbles has that taken away by Chronic, but Frosty was all the way back, and he just dances around 1, around 2, and Reveal will finish the clearance.
Even with a chance there for a pass, they're just waiting to get that cutoff there on Space Station Gaming. Ultimates are going to be tested, and pretty much, especially in that midfield, who's going to gain possession. And then even then, you have to keep an eye out on plays like that, lead block demo, or individual pass plays. You need to be looking at first and second man in some of these situations. SSG's definitely won the battle of field positioning, but they haven't been able to come up with anything to get on the scoring board.
Chronic trying to go around the boards, and Reveal shuts him down. This is, I mean, I think a team like Space Station does want to play a little more frantic and kind of run around the field and, you know, try to take these veterans to task a little bit, but at the same time, I don't think they necessarily mind everything slowing down, and this might be that low-scoring, grindy game that somebody's got to win to kind of take control in this series. If it happens to be the Ultimates, they'll have 3 shots at closing out SSG. Reveal all the way down. Did he beat him? He sure did. Beat first killer, beat the team 1-0.
Yeah, with first killer, no way did he realize that Reveal would put that one on. You see him kind of go for like that fake challenge. He's playing so close up there that he has to make a decision. And he's not expecting them to just throw the ball on net. Gets caught out for it. SSG with the first goal here, and we'll see if they can maintain. I mean, the way the series is going, I expect another overtime the way, I mean, we've had, I think, every game be in overtime at this point.
So far, everything's gone to sudden death. Even one who looked like SSG had it in the bag at 0 seconds, and first killer said no, and then he said, really, no. Right at the halfway mark here. That's going to kick out to Frost. The opportunity now for SSG, and first killer says, guess what? No. So it goes all the way back downfield, and back and forth the teams go, jockeying for position, looking for an opening. First killer might have found one. Drop down. LJ still patiently waiting. Double tap. Bang, bang.
They're just so good. When first killer initially gets this, you see a little bit of hesitation from Reveal because he has Chronic actually on the right side. So then once he realizes first killer is going to challenge him, then that's when he goes and tries to get on top of the ball, play 50, but then it goes straight to LJ. The problem with Ultimates is they are all so good. You have to think about 2 or 3 different things whenever they're on the solo, and sometimes you're just going to guess wrong.
LJ scoring from almost exactly where he started his scoring effort in the previous game in OT. Now Scribbles in a little bit of trouble with first killer bearing down on him. Frosty's there. That's going to kick right up to center, but Frosty's all over it. And first killer just kind of gave him something to think about. You saw kind of a fake turn, then he dove in. It's the game within the game, and Scribbles shot denied and sent back out to the corner.
You know, if you're LJ on that play, you get the initial demo on Reveal, but then you have to go back up because Scribbles is not going to give up on the play either. So much resiliency on the side of Space Station Gaming as they look to try to set up another play here.
Oh, we're all tied up with just under 1.5 minutes. Not for long. Scribbles off the feed from Reveal. He just got rid of this before getting bullied away from the play. Oh no, it went off of LJ. And Scribbles in the right place at the right time. SSG in front.
Yeah, good on. It's a good read, though. You kind of have to guess the panic there if you're Scribbles. You see LJ towards the ball. You see first killer towards the ball. They both go up. And again, this Scribbles picking right there in the moment. He gets rewarded for his efforts. Now we need Ultimates, or we need to see Ultimates, see if they can bring this one back with not a lot of time on the clock, but this one looks like it could be another one. Whoa, great save out there from Chronic. Follow up, not going to go in, and Reveal still keeps the pressure.
The first killer takes charge, as you'd expect on this squad. One demo, though, from Frosty, and Chronic's just going to make a U-turn here and bring this back down. Got the boost steal out of the corner. Tried to leave it back for LJ, and first killer waiting for a boost pad that finally spawned for him, but that threw off the timing a little bit. For the Ultimates, does it matter? Oh, LJ thought about it, realized he was trying to do too much, got out. A little stop and start here out of Ultimates, but now they can reset. It's Chronic up the ladder, going after Frosty, and Scribbles to the rescue.
And Scribbles, he saw the play happen. He had to come through, chase the ball down, get the block. But Ultimates, they're kind of playing the game. The ball is going towards every single one of them. They're getting enough space to at least get the first touch they want. And right now, Space Station Gaming has been having to just think 2 steps ahead in order to block them out. LJ going up the ladder, gets a pinch down. First killer goes, but this one goes to Chronic. He wants to keep it up to first killer, who looks for extra pass, and it's denied. SSG still fighting back.
That was boring. It ended in 5 minutes. Like, can't we get a little extra Rocket League out of these guys? My gosh. Looked like at that last moment there, LJ was expecting first killer to kind of pop it up towards the backboard, and like first killer kind of correctly recognized, well, if I do that, it's just going to get swatted away anyway. So he tried to throw off the defense and get it back out to LJ, and just kind of broke up there. Well read by SSG on both fronts. And they finally get one in regulation. It's our first game that hasn't gone to OT. SSG level the series, 2 apiece. It's about what we expected based on what we've heard from everybody. Like, hey, it's going to be a close series. Think SSG might have the advantage, which is what Sathu and CRR said. And, well, there's not much that separates these 2 squads.
It's very impressive to see SSG continuously have this offensive output. They definitely look prepared for the matchup. But you know, the question is, how far is this going to go in terms of how much we're seeing shots wise, how much we're seeing kind of go into the net. The score totals have started to lessen. We're not seeing that many overtimes here. There is a chance that, you know, this might not continue to be on the same path, but that's what happens when you have a team like SSG challenging a team full of the best here with Chronic, First Killer, and LJ. And both teams just feel like it's a war of attrition at this point, Stacks.
Well, what does Game 5 have in store for us? A wild back-and-forth series to close out our first day back on the main broadcast here in North America. It has certainly delivered one major upset, and maybe a lot more to come as the split goes on. Frosty's going to try and play that for himself, looking maybe towards reveal, and LJ's in the way, so he'll slow it down. Scribbles trying to bring it across. He's beat one, but Chronic sure-handed at the back. I think a lot of eyes, Dad's going to be on Chronic, of course, just for...
Oh my goodness, what an angle.
Reveal!
Are you serious? Look at this
setup.
Wave dash, and then just gets it perfect. Scribble tried to get the follow-up. No need. It's in.
Do you think I can safely make this point now, or do you think we're going to have a kickoff goal that will just completely spoil it? First killer. Oh, it's going to be stopped by Scribbles, and Frosty let it go off the side. Like the way that Chronic ended last season, Daz, though, I think he would feel quite disappointed and happy to have a fresh start here with a new team.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely very true. But of course, he is teamed with LJ and First Killer, so there are people who are going to say what they say. I mean, the best way to make any conversation work if you're a player is to show it up on the field. So that's exactly what you have to kind of look at here. I will say, though, everybody seems to be playing their game, and it doesn't really feel like, on the field at least, there is an obvious kind of weak link going on so far. It's been a close series between these two teams, and it looks like it's going to continue on that pace.
Scribbles pops this one up and goes right at Chronic, who at least forced him to make a play around him. Now First Killer over towards LJ, who's still tracking, and Frosty comes in to help out the defensive effort. It's First Killer and Chronic now trying to get on the same page, and that's kind of turned into a mess. Oh, the post and back out. Oh, an unlucky break for SSG. Only the 1-goal lead.
That one rolling right through the goal line, halfway in. Would have been great for them to get that 2-goal lead, but no, they've got more work to do. Impressive shooting, though. We've seen Reveal do one earlier. Scribbles looking for the tight angle, but just not enough here. And Ultimates, still thankful this is a 1-goal game.
First Killer looking for LJ and instead finding Scribbles. Back and forth they go now with SSG nursing a 1-goal lead, trying to expand upon it. Reveal and Scribbles both diving in there, and that could spell trouble, but everybody from Ultimates was kind of all jumbled up on one part of the field, and maybe with a little bit more space, and they could have stretched SSG a little bit. Instead, everybody resets. They're back on the offensive end, and First Killer might have let that one get away from him. Now, who am I kidding? Scribbles just couldn't get by him.
Touch there too from Chronic. He had people waiting for him on the side walls. Didn't have a lot of boosts to really make a play individually, so just decides to clear the way in an open space, and now puts Ultimates in a good spot. They're trying to see if they can break down this defense. Haven't seen too much physicality, but have seen a lot of pass plays in between Ultimates. It's been very crucial to their success. They've got to be careful because SSG is incorporating a little bit of everything, especially when they catch Ultimates on the counter.
Just trying to keep the ball out of a scoring position. Get it out to the corner, though. Reveal has already proven that, yes, even the corner is a scoreable position for him and for just about everybody on the field. First Killer won that ball back to the backboard, and Frosty just collects, doesn't panic. Everybody's going to get boosted up, and a shot just to kind of keep the defense honest.
Keeps the defense honest. It also makes them utilize a little bit of boost. You see LJ on top of the ball, and FK right behind him. FK, he didn't have he had a little bit of boost, but he ends up picking up the mid there. Now they got to watch out for that transition once again. LJ just kind of diving in, but it's been a little bit more spread out on the rotation for Space Station Gaming. Not too much close pressure. It's trying to maintain the lead, but they're giving LJ some free shots, and that could prove to be their downfall if Ultimates start getting more on the scoring board.
Oh, first killer looking for LJ. For first you don't succeed, try again. And again, the same result. Frosty with a save, his third. And now Chronic looking for another centering pass. That one's blocked out by Scribbles, and SSG might get some zone time here. 30 seconds remaining as Chronic starts to turn on this. First killer jumped, it was kind of awkward. He retreats instead. Reveal looking to set up Scribbles, kept it close, and Chronic slams the door shut on the near side.
Good 50s though. They are trying to keep Ultimates away from the sidewall, away from bringing the ball out in the air. First killer doesn't have boost. And it had SSG a little bit spread out, but now they get to stay on top of the ball. Frosty trying to kill as much time as possible. Chronic trying to push that one through on the SSG side, but Reveal just needs to let this fall. Can Ultimates create another 0-second play is the question. First killer doesn't have the boost to do so, and Frosty will just let that hit the ground. And Space Station Gaming bring us to match point.
Well. Who could win those low-scoring games? Answer, Space Station. Every single game in this series, though, decided by just the one goal. The first 3 going to overtime, and the last 2 forcing Ultimates to take their time out before we go to Neo Tokyo.
Yeah, the way this series has looked, seeing a timeout here, Ultimates get a chance to kind of talk things over. I do wonder, they have a chance to kind of change their approach here offensively, maybe get a little bit more on the physical end. We didn't see a lot of that in that last game especially. And honestly, just being able to kind of get SSG a little bit more spaced out when they did have that kind of play in the midfield, it did lead to a little bit more of Ultimates getting more pass plays to each other, which actually increased their shot count towards the end. I want to say that might be it, but there's no guessing how fast SSG is going to come out here towards this next game. They're going to have a chance to talk things over here as well and change up their approach. This series has just been so close that a small adjustment, like even just sending a player up to be more physical, could have a large impact on how things go.
Again, just this result, I mean, think about what's waiting for the loser of this series. Oh, by the way, NRG waiting for maybe a shot at revenge if Ultimates can bring it all the way back, or first killer might have to take on NRG. Not something that you're going to be looking forward to. Maybe in past seasons you go, NRG's in the way, that's fine. Not this NRG. It's a little bit different now as we start off 2025. Double match point for Space Station Gaming. Again, this young squad that, SSG let the other team go, and they're like, all right, we're going to sign these guys. There's a lot of upside, a lot of promise here with the Snowmen. They have delivered so far, and they're oh so close to the finish line here on Saturday. Try to punch their ticket along the upper bracket for Championship Sunday. Who's got the medal here in Game 6 at Neo Tokyo with Champions Field on the horizon if there are more heroics out of the Ultimates?
The time now for the young ones to step up to the plate. Space Station Gaming with a chance here to really put themselves in that conversation for one of the best in North America if they already weren't in it. People have questions of rosters before we start playing, and it's up to the players to be able to answer those. And what an answer we have seen out of SSG so far this event. It's been spectacular, but this series is not over yet. What does the Ultimates have here after the timeout?
You think of the rosters that Space Station Gaming has fielded here in Rocket League. They haven't missed much, have they?
Oh.
Here goes first killer. He's got LJ. No boost, no problem. LJ scores.
Look at that transition. First killer finding LJ here. Great initial touch and just leaves it. By the time Frosty realizes what happened, that one goes all the way in the back of the net here. Great start off though for Ultimates.
Well, now important to keep the momentum going. First killer double. Oh, he needs one more and it goes in.
And look at this from first killer. Gets the chance here right off the kickoff. Goes high and then again just gets a great touch there off the follow. Back-to-back goals here for Ultimates.
2-0 now for the Ultimates. As Scribbles trying to get SSG back on the scoreboard, and it's not going to work out. Chronic back the other way. That's going to go off the crossbar and down and away. Well, right now it is all Ultimates coming out of their timeout, facing double match point in relegation to the lower bracket. And they're just waving the old Dikembe Mutombo finger. Not so fast.
The first couple with the double. Reveal had to get there to block that one out. Great pass. LJ backflips though. Frosty has that one and looks to carry it upfield. It's been a little bit slower here for Space Station Gaming. Look at all this room First Killer has in the midfield as they have that comfortable 2-goal lead, and SSG feels like they're kind of overthinking a bit much. That's just open, and okay, First Killer will pick it up. No one was home there on Space Station Gaming.
Well, this is just a nightmare right now for SSG. All the momentum that they've built up with these close one-goal games, and it's all just been torn apart in the span of 100 seconds. And they may add another off the kickoff. Hey, SSG might not need a timeout if this goes to a 7th game, because they could probably spend the entire second half of this game treating it as a timeout if this keeps up. Got to get some kind of offensive momentum going right now. Frosty had that go off of him, and First Killer will just take it away, and here come the Ultimates again.
Chance here for it to just be very one-sided going into Game 7. It's going to be up to Space Station Gaming to try to control this. This series has been so close that you wonder, can SSG actually output 3 goals with the time allotted? It's going to be a true test for them as they've let disaster strike early on here in Game 6.
First Killer's going to take this himself, try to correct course, and Reveal with the catch and sends it away. Scribbles, Frosty redirects that one home just past the defense. Ultimates even had this one lined up through everything they had to deal with, and just barely Frosty gets it through.
Count it, Stacks. Frosty gets 1. Now chance here to kind of reset if you're Space Station Gaming. Plenty of time if they can continue up this pace as they end up catching out First Killer and Ultimates. Now looking for more here as I can imagine the physicality is going to increase here for Space Station.
LJ chasing Reveal and got a big bump on him. First Killer has Chronic in support. Hasn't needed much support through the middle of the series. So SSG has the 3-2 advantage, trying to close it out here. Down a couple of goals, dropped down in front, and Scribbles stopped by First Killer.
Yeah, Scribbles, if he gets there a little bit faster, maybe he has a chance to place that better, but First Killer able to cut things out in time. Not too many more opportunities. He's going to be on SSG side unless they quicken the tempo.
Frosty thought about going for the midfield boost, realizes he's got to go all the way back, and he's got trouble coming, and a save made by Frosty nonetheless. There was interference coming along, and he held his ground. Keeps SSG in it here, down 2 goals. LJ all the way across. Scribbles is waiting for it. Shot on, easily sent away. And First Killer will try to kill off some more clock. Down to 1:10, and he's forced to give that one back up to Frosty. But SSG, they've got to take advantage of their opportunities because they are going to be few and far between, especially their high-quality chances.
Now you can see they want to go, but this is where you have to execute if you want to be successful here on offense, because we're going to see more of these potential solo plays coming out from Ultimates. It's a great way to kill the clock. They don't even need to play towards the net. They can play the ball however they want to, but whoa, big whiff there for Reveal, and that's going to slow offense down even further. Reveal last back, has to stop Chronic, pass out, but Scribbles able to deny as we hit that final 30 seconds.
The wheels kind of fell off a little bit. And it's looking more and more like we're going to have Champions Field to start and close the day. Scribbles at Chronic. Frosty shot, stopped by LJ. 15 seconds. SSG got to move now if they're going to have a chance at a kickoff goal. And they've got to go the length of the field, +1. It's not going to have enough time. Reveal. Kick it away, 2 seconds, gotta have it here, no, it's high, and the Ultimates dominate Neo Tokyo en route to Champions Field.
If you're Ultimates, that's exactly how you want to come out off the timeout. Super successful, strike often, get yourself a great lead, and make SSG try to play from behind, but from a large deficit. And we've seen SSG output strong offensive chances, but they haven't been able to find the back of the net. We knew going into this, especially after those 3 goals were scored, it's going to be so hard for Space Station to equalize. They did stop the blading, but they could not get back in the scoring positions and really just putting things in with the time that was allotted left in the game.
Low scoring games relatively throughout the series, and then the Ultimates go off for 3 unanswered to kick off game 6, needing to win to keep the series alive. And here we are, Champions Field. It's how we started the day, Daz, with 9 lives and Gen G and an absolutely wild comeback for 9 lives. And now we close it out with 2 of the squads that, again, we have a lot of high hopes for coming into the North American season. They have delivered here on Saturday.
Yeah, this one, eyes will definitely be on Space Station Gaming. I think this series has been so close, such high-level Rocket League throughout the competition, and it's been a real joy to watch this be the last match of the day. But now you get into this moment and you see Space Station Gaming starting to slip off, and just for honestly just watching how close this has been, you kind of are just kind of rooting for him a little bit more, like, no, don't just slip away. You were doing so well. But Ultimates is that team that can output that level of offensive firepower to close this series out if Space Station are not playing up to the task. They dictate the pace going in. They let you know, okay, you're going to have to play at this level. And SSG was up to the task, but now it feels like they're running out of gas in the tank here.
2 teams that try to kind of overwhelm the opposition with shot volume. One side, the Ultimates, actually has been quite a bit more successful than the other as the weekend has gone on. But now it comes down to one single game, and it really comes down to a battle of the minds. Which coach has their team in better position to handle the stress, the pressure of Game 7, Champions Field? Yes, it's online. Okay, maybe the pressure doesn't seem so big. It's a massive difference going into Sunday with 2 lives rather from the upper bracket than the lower. Here we go.
Ultimates versus SSG Game 7. How's Expert talk to the team over the timeout? And do they have what it takes to kill the momentum of Ultimates and try to rally here to get a Game 7 win that could potentially stun a lot of people out watching this one? And a chance here for Scribble. Shot! Bang! 4 down and in! Space Station score!
What a relief that's got to be for SSG to come out in front. They started with a goal 8 seconds into this series, and more early fireworks now out of Scribbles and Space Station.
Kickoff reveal, good cheat there onto the play. First killer, really low boost, and Scribbles knew it, so that's why he's trying to get on top of the ball. Off to the side, and if Frosty's a little closer, maybe he gets a piece of that one, but a chance there. Wait, no, first killer, you've given it to Scribbles, and now you have to make a stop there. Otherwise, Scribbles had a chance to just drive that one all the way into the back of the net.
Composure, composure, composure. Who's got it here in Game 7? Big shot sent away, and Reveal had to be quick to that ball as well that skipped towards the net. First killer trying to do all he can, got a piece of Scribbles and the ball. And LJ trying to be as disruptive as he can. It's Chronic there, and first killer might have been in position if not for Frosty getting that huge demo. Chronic's across, trying to line it up, indirect off the ceiling, got to do it himself, and Reveal closes the door on him, and back and forth they go, battling in the SSG half. Finally cleared across the center line.
To be careful not to overcommit or just have too many people in the same spot and bunch up if you're Space Station Gaming. This is a lot of room for Ultimates though on this offensive attack. First killer's trying to look for a bump. He ends up rotating out, and a potential chance there for Ultimates to make a little bit more happen on that offense, and we just have to play this ball out the corner.
The 1 goal hold up with all the twists and turns that this series has had. First killer towards Chronic. Gonna slow play this. Try to set up LJ, and Reveal up to the task. But a little miscommunication there between Reveal and Frosty. That delay gave LJ a little window to maybe aim for. Now first killer up ahead towards LJ. Can he get this ball down in front? No, Frosty sure-handed at the back, and well done by the defense of Space Station.
LJ got that mid boost. I was a little concerned because he used all his boost to go for a bump there on the opposing back wall. It didn't end up with anything. The Ultimates have been taking care of the ball very well. They haven't overcommitted as well, but a chance here, a double demo, so a little bit of space. The first killer will pop that ball very high as he tries to forward Scribbles to give the ball towards his teammates. Again, you normally see Space Station doing a good job of playing that challenge game, but they've definitely switched things up here. And it could have just happened from wherever they were talking about over the course of the timeout. They are not sending too many people forward to really try to make Ultimates uncomfortable with the demo play. Instead, they're just letting them play the ball into him. There's a great shot from Scribbles, but it's not enough. And Frosty has to stop LJ. There's the flick, and there's the save.
Frosty finally given a bit of a reprieve because he was kind of forced. He was trying to get back for boost, and then Scribbles spawned in and took it away, and then he got stuck in his own net, being hampered by the Ultimates attack. But sure enough, at the back, then Reveal forced his way through, and it goes in just across the line before the Ultimates could catch up. And with 100 seconds remaining, it's SSG by 2.
Big on that 50 for Reveal. Rolls right through. Like you said, up by 2. Is this how Ultimates go out, not even getting anything on the board here? We've got to see some fight out of them in Game 7.
Boy, after the big turnaround in Game 6, Chronic is there trying to get Reveal out of the way. First killer just pops it back, but nobody else was ready to go forward, so now Chronic all the way across. It's time to throw caution to the wind. Down 2 with 1:20. LJ stopped by Frosty. Frosty kind of turned himself sideways on the wall, so maybe a break for the Ultimates. LJ can keep the play alive. First killer circling around. He's ready to jump back into the play, and then, well, he got the demo on Scribbles, but still got no towards the net. It's open for LJ, and Ultimates cut it within 1.
And they just kept giving him the ball. They kept seeing LJ, and the passes came through so clean. 0 boost. He turns on a dime. Brian trusts him with the shot, and LJ scores. 1:03 to go, and LJ on the board here offensively. Ultimates with a chance.
Chance is all they need. Final minute. White knuckle time now for SSG. Frosty got over 1, and that's all he needed to do. And the lead is back to 2.
And all of a sudden, it's gotten a little cold here on Champions Field. Frosty sees LJ, goes right over him. And now a 2-goal lead once again. Can they keep this up?
Oh, very aggressive kickoff out of the Ultimates, but it has not yielded offense. Instead, it almost delivered the final blow from SSG. Scribbles just thrown at the net. Hope something good happens. It forces Ultimates to stay back and slows them down significantly trying to get forward. Chronic jumping in front. That ball didn't go very far. LJ now has first killer streaking forward. He's up, and so too is the defense of SSG. Scribbles and Reveal waiting to jump in again with 20 seconds left. LJ looking for first killer. Can he get one more? Yes, and Scribbles still saved it. The young squad will not be denied tonight. Space Station Gaming take Ultimate's best shot over and over and over again. But when the dust settles, it's still the snowmen of SSG taking down the Ultimates.
Space Station Gaming. Remember the name. They have been a force through the bracket as this tournament has gone on, taking down Titan after Titan. And they show no signs of stopping, Stacks. What a series we get to close out the day with.
The giant killers of SSG, and sooner or later, that might be cannibalism. They themselves may well be regarded as the giants in North America, because who comes out of the upper bracket? Well, so far them. They've got one more test tomorrow on their way towards the finals. But man, oh man, they've taken everybody in front of them, taken on all comers, and swatted them aside. What an impressive weekend so far out of Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, definitely. So not only are you able to see them kind of start off hot, you see what they look like when, again, they're kind of pushed to their limit, so to speak. You know, going into the game 7, you would have thought, okay, this is really close here on the side of SSG. I don't know if they have what it takes. They had a lot of very obvious mistakes in game 6. Can they clean that up? Not only do they clean that up, they don't let go of the gas as soon as game 7 starts.